Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how I did my August bullet journal spread. For my materials, I used 3 different mild liners in the color Soda Blue, Baby Pink, and Olive. And I also used a Prismacolor liner in 0.05. They have better ones now by Micron, but I've just had these for so long. But they work pretty well. As for the design this month, I have been seeing this particular bullet journal style on Pinterest for so long, and I really wanted to try it because I didn't have any particular feeling or mood that I was in this month, but since I had been seeing this for so long, I decided to go ahead and do it. I believe that the original artist for this is Mixu Diaries, which was in the pop-up that I just put in this video. I couldn't check it out just to make sure that she's actually the person who does this because I don't have a TikTok and the only thing it links to is a TikTok, but I'm pretty sure that that's her page because whenever I see it on Instagram, it's always linked to that account. Before I did the official version, I went ahead and did a small trial run in another one of my journals just to make sure I got the hang of it. Now for this particular style, I'm not sure what to call it. So in talks with my mom, she was like, it's kind of whimsical, but then in my head I was like, it's kind of princess-like, so I came up with princess whimsical. Those are the 2 words that come to mind when I think of this particular style. The original creator of this style, I think she pretty much uses this as her daily journal. That's what I'm thinking, because instead of a whole bullet journal spread, I think she just does hers day by day. For example, like in the pictures that I showed you earlier about what her actual work looks like, she'll have August 2nd, for example, and in one of the smaller subsets of the journal she'll put favorite song of the day or side quests that she had done throughout the day. Honestly, I think that's a really good way to unwind from the day, to reflect on how your day has went. Sometimes having to do something every single day may seem like a lot of work or just very tedious, but whenever I go back and look through all my old journals and all my old daily journals that I used to do, I find it really interesting. The things that I used to be interested in that particular time of life that I had completely forgotten about. And seeing this journal reminded me that I should probably start keeping a daily journal more often, because life happens and truthfully, I forget things so easily now. For example, I was talking to some of my friends last week and they reminded me of something that had happened in high school. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And for the life of me, I just could not remember. So I feel like maybe making sure to keep a journal more often about my daily life can make sure that I, in the future, am reminded of these things, even if they're just so small. For this page, I was really debating about whether I should put my full month calendar or put a quote in, and ultimately I decided on putting a quote for this month. In a bit, you'll see that it says, "Don't worry, be happy." And in this stage of life, I really am focusing on not worrying and being more happy. I feel like this quote just came so naturally to me because typically I'll look up a quote or some sort of Bible verse to put there, but this one just came to me like, yeah, this is the one for the month that just came. It just came so easily. So in this next stage of life, now that I've moved back home after 2 years of working in the a big city, I really am trying to slow down and think about the things that really make me happy and how I can achieve even just the smallest of those things every day. I feel like whenever I'm going through a shift in life, there's always either a song that I come across or a TV show that I watch that kind of aligns with what my life has going on at the particular moment. And during this recent shift, I stumbled upon this show called Summer Strike. It's about a girl and she's just fed up with work and the people at her job and the treatment that she's receiving, and ultimately she quits and sells all her stuff and she moves to the countryside to do absolutely nothing. Like, that was her main goal in the show, to do nothing. She evaluated that her life and her work-life balance was just slowly making her existence to be so much more difficult. So from that, she just decided to take her own happiness into account and just get rid of what was making her existence so much harder. And I feel like that's such a bold thing to do because not a lot of people have the strength to just say, this isn't making me happy anymore, so I'm gonna give it up, or it's making my life so much harder, or either there are certain circumstances to where they can't give up a particular thing because they need it. But I feel like it's so important for us to sometimes really step back and to evaluate what things in our lives are making life harder for us and if we really need them to continue to exist. Now, typically when I do my weekly spreads, I do 2 pages for 1 week, but since I'm not as busy as I once was and I don't need as much space anymore, I decided to do 1 week for 1 page, and it made this whole process of completing the whole bullet journal spread so much quicker. And I actually think it looks better as well, so I may keep doing this for the duration for the next few months possibly. But since I started this month late, I decided to just start from the upcoming Monday, which was August 11th, and just for that week, and then the second week, and then eventually on the next page, the third week that leads us into September. As I was completing this design, at first I was a bit nervous, like what if I do all this and it just looks a mess? But one thing I realized with this particular design style is that the more that you add, the better that it looks. So as I'm adding all these different elements, the more I add, the more cohesive everything started to become. And now moving on to the last set of pages, I finished the last week, which was August 25th to the 31st, and then my last monthly spread. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know for the very last page or pages, I'll do my expenses page and my notes page, but since I didn't really have any bills this month, I decided not to include that spread. And instead, I decided to include a spread for my Spanish goals for this month and also for the different projects that I have to work on this month, including my YouTube channel. And also, now that I'm getting back into graphic design and getting my business together, I have a few things to be working on that I need to make sure that I keep track of. Now, my hope for including this section for Spanish is that it motivates me every time I see it to actually put forth some sort of effort to learn Spanish. Now I have quite a bit of time on my hands, so honestly, me not learning Spanish is the result of my own laziness. So hopefully by seeing this and looking at this every single day, this will motivate me a little bit more to attempt to learn this language. Now for the final review. Here is my final product for my August bullet journal spread. I absolutely love the way that this bullet journal spread came out this month. It was really easy and really simple. I didn't need that many materials to make it look nice, and I think this may be one of my favorite ones from this year. But anyways, I hope that you all are making progress in your goals this year, and thank you for watching my video, and see you in my next one. Bye everyone.